Gray.
Dreary.
Language barrier.
Anti-American.
Cold.
Cold.
Stoic.
Harsh.
Scary.
Scary.
Like spies everywhere.
Intense.
Serious.
Coming from a city like Fort Worth, where there's basically no form of public transportation, and going to a city like St. Petersburg, it was really interesting to be able to use the metro because it was a quick and easy way to see a lot of the city and to experience something new.
I think one thing that I took away from this trip was the architecture. I really didn't expect it to be so historical and colorful because back in America we tend to just knock down old buildings and rebuild in a modern way, and so you kind of lose what we were.
These buildings were standing for so long and held all the important events, and just was very impactful to be walking on the same streets that you knew Catherine the Great, Peter II, Ivan the Terrible, all those people lived and worked and ran this country, and we're walking around today, so that was pretty interesting.
When I was in Russia, I was struck by the amount of art and culture and how the Russian people adhered to that and took so much pride in the centuries and centuries of art, both Russian and collected from other cultures.
The experience that really changed the way that I viewed Russians was when we went to the siege of Leningrad. I thought it really explained a lot of kind of the misconceptions that I had about them. And I understood more that they're really just proud of where they've been. I mean, if you literally fight for your city, I mean, you're gonna want to be protective of it and you're gonna want people to respect that. And it really just opened my eyes to understanding that they're not really mean, they're just more protective.
The event that stood out to me was the Siege of Leningrad Cemetery. It was just powerful to be able to walk through there and just knowing that these mass graves were filled with almost 500,000 people. It was just a very powerful experience, and it makes you really feel why Russians are prideful and supportive of their people and their nation.
I really like the Smolny Institute because the building had changed so much over time. When it was first built, it was used as an all-girls school, which I really connected to because I went to an all-girls school in high school, and so I was really interested in that. But then it was used by the Soviet Union during their revolution, and then it was also, now it's a governmental building, and that's when we got to go into it. So it's really interesting because it was just, the building had stayed the same, but it was used by a lot of different groups.
We were kind of on our own every night for dinner, so it was a bit of an adventure to see where we would end up eating each night. And it was always kind of a goal to find a restaurant that had an English translation menu, so we weren't just kind of pointing and guessing. Time and time again, I had people thank me for coming to Russia and for not being afraid of visiting them and seeing their culture and in telling me to invite people back, and that's exactly what I wanted to do.
When we were in Moscow and we had free time, a few of us girls walked to the Red Square, and it was right as the sun was setting and the buildings were all lit up, and I was in total awe and of the beauty of Russia and the different styles of architecture. You had 3 completely different styles buildings within one area, and we were all just in total awe of everything that was there.
Proud.
Beautiful.
Welcoming.
Patriotic.
Quiet.
Respectful.
Friendly.
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 Friendly.